Okay, I put away all the drinks, all the cups are away, everything is washed. We're taking a quick break before MSP GeekCon. Man, that show is gonna be amazing. Ray's out today, Danny's out, I'm going on vacation. Let me just close off the bar and we're good.
Hey, Simon, did I just hear you say you're closing down the tech bar? Is that what's going on?
I think I heard the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we have MSP GeekCon coming up and we're doing the show there. So this is gonna be a huge show. We're taking a quick break. Danny's going on vacation. Ray is on vacation. I'm on vacation. I think it's well deserved, and I think we should just close off for the night.
No,
I mean, yeah, I agree that you guys should take a little break, but you don't have to close down the tech bar. You mind if maybe we could just get the keys? Nobody's going to be using it. I mean,
I don't know about that. I mean, Ray and Danny and myself, without us giving you the keys.
hey, come on, look,
That's
we're gonna
fair,
make
man.
sure the drinks are still there, all the bar nuts and everything else you guys
Yeah.
enjoy. It's gonna be stocked by the time you get back. Nothing's gonna go wrong.
All right, Phil, I'm gonna give you the keys, but please, 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 please make sure not to burn the place down. Pretty please.
you have nothing to worry about, Simon. I've never burned anything down yet. So
We've got this 25% chance.
You just all right. Thank you. Sorry, didn't know that was going to be so hard. Anyway, I think we're ready now, Matt.
Yeah, I think now that we got the keys, it's time to start the show.
Like on the drive down, I knew I'd need them.
I love it. Like, we just hear Ashley just filling up her wine glass. Looks like we should be coming up here in just a moment. All right, what up, Matt? I got the keys. Place.
You got the keys? I thought I had the keys, but I guess you got the keys. All right, fine. You got the keys. I'm not going to argue about that. Everyone, welcome to the Tech Bar. Very, very special episode of the Tech Bar, because as you'll see, I am your co-host, or a co-host, Matt Fox, here with my lovely co-worker, team member, friend, compadre, Phil Buck. How you doing today, Phil?
We in the building. I'm very happy to be at the Tech Bar. I definitely needed a sip of something.
Oof. Yes. Well,
Quite a day.
I'm going to ask you a little bit about what you're sipping on, but not just yet. Want to do a little bit about the housekeeping. Of course, if you've never joined us before, this is the Tech Bar. This is our place to come together, have a little bit of fun at the end of the week. It's really meant for everyone, but clearly mostly the MSP community is with us on a regular basis, and I'm super excited to be here. How about you, Phil? How about you?
I'm great to be here, by the way. For folks that don't know us, this is Matt Fox, Phil Buck. We're taking over the Tech Bar because Simon is out, Ray is out, Danny is out, and you would think the Tech Bar couldn't go on without them. I mean, they're the pillars that hold up the Tech Bar community. But when I heard they were leaving, I felt like, hey, we gotta get in there.
Did Cheers ever really close?
I don't know. Probably.
Well, once in a while. I was trying to get into a new norm joke there, completely failed.
Oh, okay.
We're off to a good start today, aren't we? So anyway, yeah, the whole idea of the takeover today is that the normal team is not here with us, but we're going to have some fun this evening. We got a great audience. I see that we have a lot of people from
Steven. What up, Steven?
Yes.
L, what up, L?
Oh,
Trying to keep an eye on the chat. We're so happy to have y'all.
It is. It's nice to have you at the bar with us. I wish I could pass you a plate of mozzarella sticks or something. Unfortunately, the bar is not. It's more of an ethereal bar. It's not the physical kind that you'd get your mozzarella sticks at. But Phil,
Maybe this is a service, a SaaS that we could work on.
mozzarella sticks is a service.
MSaaS.
Ooh. Tim Golden, could you get on that right away? Thank you.
Is that a compliance risk though? I don't know.
Hey, look, you know what? I think there are some regulations around marinara sauce usage when it comes to mozzarella sticks. So I think that Tim's the person to talk to on that one.
Just
But
got to
we'll
work
see.
that in the end user.
The EULA.
Yeah, there you go.
EULA, end user license agreement. Absolutely.
I am going to admit this episode was an excuse for me to get corn dogs today, because we redid the intro and you already had your footage of you like enjoying a delicious chicken nugget. And I was like, wow, like I thought about doing a few different things for the show that I could, I don't know, do some AI stuff. I don't know, like I don't have much of a theme, but corn dogs are a theme for me. I thought, I'm just going to lean into this. I'm going to let the audience know. I went to Sonic, I got a corn dog, and I would definitely subscribe to Cass corn dogs as a service. That would definitely be
corn dogs as a service would be fantastic. And I'm just going to throw something out here because I think it kind of helps segue into how we know each other and how we ended up where we are right now. But you once did a song about corn dogs in space with Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow, that's right.
Not everyone can just say that.
To be fair, I mean, that was a former roommate of mine, Chill Neal. Some of the people may have seen Chill Neal on the show recently. Chill Neal and I used to work heavily together. We don't so much anymore, but that's kind of how you found me, right? You invited me to be on a live stream at one point because you had seen some of the Chill Neal videos. Is that right?
Yeah. In fact, I think that we might have some footage from that live stream. It was from a few years ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Going to work.
That's great.
I was dancing.
It's appropriate.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's unfortunately much more timely than it was ever intended.
That's
I mean, the original joke behind the song is, I don't know if this is a common experience for you guys, but like, I think that it was inspired by the days if I was like probably somewhere like in middle school to high school range where you stayed home, but you're old enough to, you're watching The Price is Right. And you probably got McDonald's breakfast and just, that's it. That's your whole day.
The drinks.
So anyway, Phil, that was 3 years ago now, almost.
Are you serious?
And it was because of Chill Neal. He did a number of songs about McDonald's, and McDonald's is something that I kind of love more than I should, and that's how things really took off, and that's how I got to meet you. And I just, I think that's a fun story to tell, even if we gave an abbreviated version of it. It's just one of those things. We bonded over McDonald's burgers and fries. And yes, folks, I said Borger, BORGAR. Learn
You
how to
got to
spell
look
the
that up.
word.
Look up McChorgers while you're at it.
Ooh, McChorgers are
Good one.
delicious. That's a good one for the morning.
A little side note for that. If anybody goes and looks this up, there was a clip from the Chill Neal video that came up with McChorgers. My brother Brandon, he's a globetrotter. He'd go all around the world, and he would see my videos when I post them wherever he was at. And he would go to McDonald's and send me videos of him creating whatever silly thing was in the video. Like he made a McChorger. He like got the ingredients, put it on, which I think is just like I don't know. I think it's like a burger and a breakfast sandwich put together with a chicken nugget on top, something like that.
4 chicken nuggets, actually, if I recall correctly. 4.
You remember better than me then, because
Quad nug. Absolutely.
Well,
you got
we've
the octo
reminisced.
stacker, and
We've
Please.
reminisced. I'll encourage the audience, go check it out. Go see what we're talking about. We can't do it justice on a conversation, but we should get into the show, huh?
Let's get into the show. I haven't heard that on TV
stuff ahead of us.
Yeah, we got a whole night packed, and I think that the first thing I'd love to talk about is what's on tap at the bar tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to know, Matt. Usually you have a different drink than most of the tech bar patrons. Usually they're having some alcoholic beverage. It's a few and far between that we don't always. What are you drinking on tonight?
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker when it comes to alcohol. I think after my 30th birthday, I kind of was like, I'm good. So what I'm having tonight is known as a Bobby Hill. Now, a Bobby Hill is typically chocolate milk, shaken, not stirred,
Right.
served over ice. But I went, neat, I guess would be the word tonight.
Oh,
There's no
wow.
ice in there. It's just straight up chocolate milk. It's uncut chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Is that what you just? Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, wait. And not only is it chocolate milk, but you got to have the best syrup for it. You have to use, I don't know if you guys can see it because of glare, but you need
No, I can see it.
Fox's, you bet.
Oh, wow.
Fox's, you bet. The best chocolate.
This
Only
is
the best.
timely. I love this.
I have nothing to do with them, so it wasn't product placement for me or anything like that, but it's just my favorite chocolate syrup, so the entire world knows. Now,
It's yet to be proven. I'm going to have to investigate that. I don't know if you have anything to do with Fox's You Bet or not. You wouldn't tell us on the stream, obviously, so.
next thing you know, there's an antitrust lawsuit against me with Fox's You Bet trying to take over
Chocolate
the
syrup
world.
scandal rocks the MMN institution. Company disbanded.
Business leader holds his head down in shame, and you just see someone from Hershey laughing in the background.
Ray is
Nah,
just going to have
man.
to come back from his vacation to all this. So what happened, you guys? You didn't burn it down, but you got
There's chocolate syrup on everything. What is this? It's gonna be like that scene from Dumb and Dumberer, I think it was the second one, where there's just like chocolate everywhere, and Bob Saget's losing his mind. He's like, "It's on the curtains, it's on the walls, it's on the radiator."
This
But
makes me
enough
feel
about
so
me
bad.
and the mess.
I don't
probably
know
gonna
the
make over
second
here.
one as well. I don't know
Oh.
that scene. I'm gonna have to go look this
Oh.
up.
You can that's required watching for the weekend then. But enough about me and my Bobby Hill.
Ah.
What are you having tonight, Phil?
This is always my go-to drink. I've sounded off in the chat many times about a Paloma. It's a drink I discovered, I don't know, probably before the pandemic. Yeah, probably about 5 years ago. I was at a bar, and it's very simple. I think if you order at a bar, usually they use tequila, grapefruit soda, and lime. I find grapefruit soda a little bit hard to locate sometimes, so I typically just do tequila, grapefruit juice, and a little soda water and a little bit of lime. It's a great drink. It's much better than margarita, in my opinion. Margaritas, I love them, but so many places you go to, they have the pre-made with the mix is so sour and sweet, it just overwhelms you. I don't get messed up from tequila. I'll get messed up from the sweet and
sugars,
sour
everything.
shit. That's just
Yeah, absolutely, man. And by the way, if you're looking for a grapefruit soda, I believe that you can use it'll come to me in a moment. I just had it and it slipped off my tongue. I've been drinking too many of these Bobby Hills. That's the problem is.
Is that how
Fresca.
that works?
Fresca, I believe, is what you'd want to use. Yeah, you one too many Bobby Hills. I'm gonna wake up on my front lawn or something in the morning. It's not gonna be
Right.
good, screaming,
Been
"Hey,
there.
Peggy Hill, Peggy," whatever. So all right, folks, it's time for us to really get into things. Let's get into the rules.
We do have to
Um,
get into the rules.
Yeah, it's time for the rules. Now, let's see here. I'm gonna do a little quick audible here and see about those rules.
Can we
Now,
change the rules just a little bit since we're
No.
taking over the tech bar?
I honestly think we should, but at the same time, let's just go for it. Number
Okay.
1, the bartenders, which you and I tonight, we're always right. All
And
right,
Bobby Hill.
and Bobby Hill, of course. Number 2, no politics or religion at the bar.
Which
Number
is a tough
3
one.
Hey,
For-
we're gonna
for
make
me.
it through. We're gonna
I'm
make
just
it through.
kidding.
Number 3, if you hear these words, you drink. Muted. Off the rails. Namaste. All right. Yeah, we used to have a rule about sports, but we don't really do sports here, so I'm not going to worry about that one. I think that's null and void. So we're just going to go on to what happens at the bar, stays at the bar. And I tell you what, if the bartender is wrong, you got to see rule number 1. That's it. Simple. We simplified, we condensed, we optimized our Tech Bar rules workflow, and we're going to automate it next week or 2 weeks.
Oh,
from
wow. So this is a chat GPT tech bar rule situation or
Why not? Why not, man? Right? Now, another thing, normally we have a word of the day.
Mhm.
And I was thinking of them today, and every single word I thought of made absolutely no sense. So you know what I said? I said, creative director is going to not do this today. Either it's going to be asparagus or it's going to be nothing. And I don't know why we're going to talk about asparagus, so I don't think we're going to do that. Unless you have a word of the day you'd like to use.
Oh man, I like asparagus. McChorger could be that. That's a good one. But I have a story I could tell about asparagus if you want to go that route.
Let's leave that for a little bit later this evening when I'm a couple Bobby Hills into this. You know, that
Okay.
sounds like it's going to be a wild story.
So is that our word of the day? Asparagus?
Yeah, why not? Let's
Okay.
let's do that. A little asparagus it up.
McChorger. You get
McChor-
honorable mention, McChorger. Sorry.
No,
Just sending off McChorger real quick.
I think McChorger might have to become a norm for us at some point in the future.
Yeah, if we ever
Um,
get the keys of the tech bar again, McChorger it will have to be the word.
I don't know if we're gonna get the keys. I have a funny feeling we're gonna come back 2 weeks from now, and there's gonna be like one of those little digital things, and you got to put your fingerprint on it, and Ray's just
Oh,
gonna be
no.
like, you're not getting in here.
We're not
But,
going to be allowed back in the building.
You may not be in the building. There may be a bouncer outside the bar in a couple of weeks from now. But you know what? I think it's time to do the toast.
You're right.
That's my favorite part of any type of celebration or coming together at a bar. So I'm going to get things rolling here, okay?
What do you
Holla at your boy.
what are you munching on there, Matt?
I got some challah toast over here, man. It's delicious. You don't even need
Challah.
butter. It's
Holla, holla, holla.
flavorful and amazing.
Holla.
Oh, holla, holla,
Let me holla at you.
holla at you.
Can I
Oh,
holla at you?
Ooh, that's the second show reference we've done today. I'm gonna tell you, it's dry, so I need a little bit of my Bobby Hill real
I
quick.
got a cinnamon toast over here. I think we might
Ooh.
need to take a quick commercial break so I can finish my toast. What do you say?
Absolutely, I need some carbs. Let's take a break.
This is good. This is good. I gotta give myself credit.
I mean, it's better than asparagus. Let's put it that way.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to tell you about my asparagus story.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to hear the asparagus story, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I got asparagus in the fridge. I was going to use tomorrow at dinner. I mean, is it going to make me want the asparagus or not?
Are you a fan of asparagus or not to begin with?
I am a fan of asparagus. In fact, I was going to do a chicken and asparagus teriyaki where I wrap the asparagus in thin chicken breasts, cutlets, and then broil it.
That's
And then heat it
advanced.
up. Oh, it's
The Tech Bar will be right back after these messages.
Stuck on hold again?
Don't worry, you're the next caller in line.
Yeah, right.
Don't sit on that line listening to boring hold music. It's time for a... That's right. Hold Music Remix is here to turn that call to your insurance company into party time. Simply load the Hold Music app onto your phone and instantly any hold music will become a Hold Music throwdown. Get this exclusive app by calling 1-833-MSP Network now. Yep, that's right. You're going to need to make one last call to get this app. Operators are standing by. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Shipping and handling may apply.
Don't worry, you're the next caller in line.
a waxed mustache. You have no idea how much I got in here.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What did you have on your challah bread? Was butter, nothing, anything?
I didn't have anything on it. The challah from this local bakery is amazing. You don't have to
Nice.
put a single thing on it. It's delicious. It's
Well, thank
delicious.
you, the Tech Bar, for letting us take a little quick bread break. I think it's time to get right into our next segment. Segment? That's not a good
Segment?
one. I don't
No,
want to do that.
segment. Yeah.
The next segment, the more you know. And since we took over, we don't have a guest. I'm going to treat you as my guest, and I hope maybe you could treat me as your guest. What do you say?
Oh, let's see what kind of questions you ask me first.
Oh, you're qualifying this. Okay. All right. I wasn't prepared. I got to edit my questions, man.
You got to stay on your toes, man. Come on, let's
Okay.
do this.
No, but for real, let's talk about a few things. So, like, we showed the Valiant clip. That was cool because you're kind of known in the MSP space for your design work and stuff, right? And I didn't know anything about MSPs at all, period, until I met you. You kind of pulled me into that. But you have like a whole life before that design and everything that ties you to the MSP space. What can you tell me about that? Because I don't know you as that person.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think a lot of people really do know me that well in that sense. A lot of people, I really kind of jumped into the community, the MSP community, once I started doing the marketing work over at the MSP I worked at prior to joining MMN, Valiant Technology. But, from the time I entered the workplace in an official capacity, like a legit 9 to 5 salary job, in 2000 until 2016, I ran IT departments and digital media departments. I was hands-on. I've got a whole slew of certifications spanning back as far as like 2001 or 2002, done a ton of work, done a lot of development work. I've gotten some cool nods a few times, the New York Software Industry Association, whoever does the Cody Awards. And I got a nice nod from the Webby Awards once years ago for community building, which is pretty sweet because that's a lot of what we do these days. And I've interacted with MSP since 2005. And you would say, wow, that's a long time ago. I mean, that's almost 20 years ago now.
I didn't even know we had MSPs in 2005.
Yeah. I mean, technically, managed service providers have existed in one form or another for some time. It can be argued when. I think it's more like the 60s or so. I forget exactly which companies. I was doing research on it about a year ago and something I'm going to jump back into. But yeah, I had an MSP try to displace me at my first job. So I had a very antagonistic relationship. Yeah, MSP beef, son. It got crazy.
Okay.
I was like, get your hands off my domain controller.
You know what goes well with MSP beef? Asparagus.
What goes well? Ooh.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to take us off the rails or anything. But,
ooh. No, wait, hold on. You got to drink.
Namaste. Go on.
So yeah, I've had varied relationships with MSPs over the years. I've hired them, I've fired them, I've worked for them. And now I feel like I work for many MSPs in a very different way to help get information out to them and help improve the community that we're all a part of. And that's a lot of fun to do. But yeah, well before any of the marketing or design work, which I mean, have always been interests and passions of mine. Both my parents are artists. You can't grow up in an artistic household and not have some attributes kind of rub off on you.
Right.
But yeah, it's only been doing the marketing work officially for a few years now, and I love it. And I want to do more of it. And clearly, I know who I want to work on it with. The great team at MMN, you, Ray, everyone else. So yeah, that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
I appreciate that because it helps me understand how when we're producing MSP Dispatch and Ray and Tony are saying all these things, I don't know what they're talking about. Multi-tenant exchange. What I don't.
It's the
Tony,
acronyms. The acronyms are too much.
But I love them to death. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be on the marketing team because that's where I have more of a, that's where I get along with everybody, and that's how we found each other. I was curious to ask you about. You showed me a lot of projects that you've done with screen printing. Like, is that something you did a long time? Like, how did you get into that, and what did you do like across it?
All right. Well, before I answer that question, you mentioned Tony, and I think in tribute for Tony, we got to do a little something. Oh yeah, we're in the yellow.
Didn't even have to say it. On fleek.
We finish each other's sandwiches. Anyway, yeah, screen printing is something I love doing. When I was a kid, I used to do a lot of linoleum block.
As a kid,
printing.
You screen
printed? As a kid? Well,
oh,
no,
wow.
I did linoleum
so
block printing as a kid.
I see.
As I got older, I think around 2010, 2011, I was working at a magazine with a lot of creatives, still running IT, but immersed in creatives, and kind of just got into screen printing as a hobby to find something new, a new outlet to kind of like put extra energy and thoughts that wouldn't apply to the workplace. Oh. And I ended up starting a small clothing company. It was always meant to be completely pointless and slightly offensive. So it's called La Douche Clothing Company, which is kind of classy. It's like French, right? Le in the beginning.
La douche.
La douche.
And nothing not classy about a douche. I mean, people just made it that way.
Yeah, and it's always been a lot of fun to work on. I've got an entire setup in my basement, which I mean, people jokingly call it the sweatshop because when you walk down there, it is an absolute disaster. I've got 2 6-color 2-station screen printing presses, some gigantic UV exposure units, heating beds, everything that you would need to put out really high quality screen printed apparel. It's all in the basement, man. And I think we're going to have to do something with it someday,
Nice.
do some limited runs of hand screen printed tees or something like that. In fact, I got to send you some at some point. But yeah, screen printed, man. It's fun. It's not something I do that much these days, but definitely want to get back into it, especially since I have everything to be able to do it.
Thank you for saying that, because you've justified for me hanging on to my screen printing gear for another year. This room is not supposed to be inhabited by a person. It used to just be stacked up with screen printing gear and other stuff that's now somewhere up in the garage. So
that's
you've
nice.
helped me hang on to mine for another year.
So if I'm talking to you one day and I'm like, yeah, I got a bunch of 110 screens, but we got the 280s over here and we need to get some of the hybrid emulsion, the scoop and blah, 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 bing, bang, boom, boom. You're going to know what I'm talking about. I
got it all. I got it all.
No idea. See?
That's what this room was supposed to be for, was screen
Did we
printing.
just become best friends?
I think we did. I don't know if I can do the John C. But okay, next question. This is another thing that we align on. But I got to know, because I don't really have it going on anymore. But I think you're known in the community by your people. You have the mustache. It's one of the most notable things that people comment about.
Yeah.
Matt Fox is that even the clip they play with the Ninja One. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when I was I was in the Ninja RMM. It
Yes.
was actually Ninja RMM at the time event a couple of years ago, and ended up on the Tech Bar, and it was both Ray and Sean talking about this guy with a mustache that looks like he should be tying women down the train tracks or something like that. It's like, you guys know me so well. Oh my goodness. Between mustaches and asparagus, it's so much about who I am. But yeah, I've had the mustache for over a decade now, which is interesting. Excuse me, I had to wet the palate a little bit. Because I have had it for over a decade, and it started off as a spite stash. I don't know if you knew about this.
What is a spite stash? I don't understand.
So I was working at a company, and an email went out asking all of the guys in the company to take care of their facial hair a little bit. It was getting a little wild for some folks. My coworker Dan had a big old beard and everything, and buddy Cam was working with me. He was the same way. And around that time is when I decided to move on to something new. So I essentially resigned, giving 10 weeks notice, and was like, I'm not going to shave. And I didn't shave. And it started getting a little bit long because it grows pretty fast. So I ended up just kind of waxing it and getting the handlebars going. So by the time I left 10 weeks later, I had like a legit handlebar mustache starting.
And it just stuck?
It just stuck. That's it. It never went anywhere. I think I used too much wax. I think that's what happened.
Shout out Dr. Zoidberg. I'm going to ask the audience, please do not Rule 34 mustache asparagus, but maybe we can hang on to that little nugget for the future part of the show. I relate to you. I used to be a mustache guy as well. For some reason, I can't even when I let it grow, I can't get the length and girth that. I'm sorry, everyone. Let's move on to the next question.
I think we just went off the rails.
Off the rails.
I gotta know about the shrimp. All right, so there's a place in my heart for shrimp, but I feel like the places in our heart are different for shrimp.
I'm guessing yours is more like garlic and butter, and the place has things like that somewhere around it. Maybe a Red Lobster, maybe some biscuits or something like that. I'm guessing. Yeah, no, that's not the same thing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Some people have like fur babies and stuff like that. And I don't know what this would be called, but it's basically the equivalent to that. It's like, think of me as like, shrimp babies. I'm kind of like the Little Mermaid, and they're like my Sebastian. He was a crab, wasn't he?
That's a great metaphor.
Yeah. I've been raising fish and other stuff since I was like 8 years old. So well over 30 years I've had aquariums. In fact, I've got one.
Damn, that's amazing.
I've got a 55-gallon tank that's been running in this house since 1998. Excuse
me?
1998.
I don't own anything in my life from 1998 anymore, period. Not one single thing, I promise you.
Yeah, I've got like a turn of the century aquarium. It's vintage. I do raise pet shrimp, like little teeny little cherry shrimp that are about this big. And the colony that I have right now, affectionately
just for a second, I thought you said you did raise pet shrimp. I was like, Ray has pet shrimp?
No, Ray's got barbecue sauce.
That's right. Smoked meats. All right, I'm sorry. You raise them though, like on a
I
farm, like a
raise.
shrimp farm.
Yeah, shrimp farm, shrimp hatchery, shrimp
Mm.
nursery, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. And the colony of shrimp I have right now are electric blue in color. They're really beautiful, and they're lovingly referred to as the shrimp gang. You know,
Shrimp
that's how-
gang.
shrimp gang, and you just don't want to mess with them. You know, they'll take you out. They'll take you out. So okay. You have any other questions for me? I feel like you've been asking me a whole lot of stuff here.
I have questions for days, but you know what? Let's keep it rolling. Do you have any questions for me? I'd love to talk
Are
about
you asking me
myself.
to flip? Is that what that is?
Flippity floop, if you
Flippity
could.
floop? I don't
All
know.
right.
That it sounded good to me. I will ask the audience. Maybe someone at work tomorrow will be like, "Flippity what?" You know, that'll be. All right. So anyway, let's get into this, Phil. You know, years ago, 3 years ago, making it sound like it's a very long time ago. We were mere
It's
youths.
been a long time
You know, on our
Should've left
newspaper
me
routes.
without a
Um,
dope beat to step to. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah, we've known each other for over 3 years now. And I first found out about you through Chill Neil's work. You know, he's a good dude. He got us in touch.
I don't know if I
And
agree with you on that, but please proceed.
not that he's a good that he's a good dude, that we got in touch through him.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, one of those will work, either or. And do you remember the message that I first sent you via Chill Neil? It was an
Uh,
interesting one.
I don't, because you know what's funny that you bring that up is I don't use Twitter at all. The fact that we would be friends or know each other from a Twitter interaction is bizarre as hell. to me.
Exactly. And you know what? I don't even care about that. What I do want to know, because what I was going to get at was that I had sent you a fake Amazon Echo device sequence. I'm not saying her name right now because there's
Don't
one right
say it.
next to me,
Don't
where I
say
was
it.
like, hey, what am I having for dinner tonight? It was like 3 burger, a McChorger. You know, I got that McFlurry. And it went through this whole thing. And that's because you had done a whole, well, not you, but, you know, Neil, I always mix you guys up. You look so much alike. It's just creepy, like the Olsen twins. But no, they're actually twins. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's all the Bobby Hills I've been drinking all day. But where did the idea for these McDonald's themed songs come from for Neil?
wow.
You got to tell me this. Like, I'm not even asking questions about you. I want to know about him.
I mean, that's a deep dive. That's fair. I've been in the content creation world by accident for a long time. Like a lot of people, y'all probably got online and started using social media with stuff like AOL and MySpace. And yeah, I definitely got into I remember getting into MySpace. That's what you kind of sent me off on the world of music promotion and stuff on the internet. And I could never get any traction trying to share music on the internet. Like it just never picked up. But I kept always trying to figure out how do I get traction on the internet. And I got into the meme world, and then I started following all these pages that did fake fast food parodies and stuff. So McDonald's, shout out to the homie McDonald's, Kurger Bing,
Bacotel?
Bacotel. I started my own, which is a fake Walmart page, which is never supposed to be said out loud, but I guess if you did, it would be Lamb Rat. But like somewhere in that timeline, I got really into the fake McDonald's stuff, and I was actually not very good at graphic design back then. I taught myself how to do much more with Photoshop and graphic design because I wanted to make memes and do all this. And for me, I could still make music, I could still be funny, so I just figured I'll take the McDonald's theme stuff and I'll do what I do. I'll make funny songs, and I got my buddy Chill Neil to front them, and you know it did pretty good because I met
You're
you.
his ghostwriter, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That makes good
Producer,
sense.
editor, all that. What I do on MMN, you know, I do for Chill Neil.
Yeah, and I think that this is a good time to recall one instance of putting one of Chill Neil's songs. I think it was either the one about being in the ball pit or the ice cream machine always being broken on every single Valiant screen in the entire company, and then maybe disconnecting something off the network so no one could change it. So they heard Neil's music for like, I don't know, 8 hours, 9 hours, something like that.
So sorry to all the Valiant people.
I'm
out
sorry,
there.
guys. I did that. I admit to it. It has nothing to do with me no longer being with the company. I promise you that. And I'm not even hanging my head in shame. It was freaking amazing. I loved it. Anyway, there's other stuff to ask you. You know, I see you got some gorgeous guitars behind you. It looks like you got is that a Telecaster on the right that I'm looking at?
Yes, it is.
All right, so you got that. You've got your acoustic. I can't tell what brand it is. Maybe it's a Yamaha from the headstock. I
It
don't
is.
know. Boom, two
You
for
have good
two.
knowledge.
And
Good
I can
guitar
tell you right
knowledge.
there, you got a Fender jazz bass or a P bass. Which one is that? I can never tell from the
P
pickup.
bass. Well, we featured it on the Tech Bar. This is not fair. You should know that one already.
That was honestly, I always get confused with Fender basses, and I don't know why. They have such a signature look to them. But what other instruments do you play? You're a multi-talented person. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, like I can sit here and be like, oh, I'm a kazoo wizard, but that's nonsense. You are legit. So tell me, man, what other instruments are you into or do you play?
Well, I grew up as a kid. I was taught to play piano. That was kind of the instrument that gave me a foundational knowledge of music. And also as a kid, I hated music because you had to go to practice and recitals and all that. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And I quit. And I regret it so much to this day. But then you get to a certain age where playing music is cool, you know? So
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
my interest in music came back. And I learned to play bass because my buddy Chris was a guitar player. And if you know any guitar players out there, they're always looking for a bass player. And he was just kind of like, oh, yeah, we hang out and you should play bass. And so I figured out how to play bass. I got really good at it. And you know, my dad was he was a great musician, like all through his youth and college. And I think he kind of gave it up once he got into adulthood. But I inherited all his, like, that's my dad's acoustic guitar right there. That thing
Whoa,
is
beautiful.
older than me.
So you do have something from before 1988, 98.
Oh my God, you're right. That's so funny. And it's on screen. That's one of the very few things that I own that I still own from when I left. Like, I lived in Nashville at around 2008 and I moved to Denver and I pretty much got rid of everything I owned. I brought like very few items. That's one of them.
A reset, essentially.
Called out. But yeah, so I play all the stringed instruments. I play piano, as I told you. I also play trombone. And I got a trombone. Damn.
Oh, so we could start a ska band.
We could. Yeah.
All right. Real Big Nuggets.
And
that sounded weird.
I think that pretty much rounds it up. I don't think there's anything else I want to.
That's awesome, man. We'll talk more about that one day. You know, I've got a Carlo Rebelli bass and an Ibanez 6-string. I just don't play them that much anymore after hurting my my left hand. Yeah, I made a real mess of it a few years back. But that doesn't matter because it's getting better, and someday I'm gonna have fun with it. You know, there's nothing better than just really getting that Carlo Rebelli to put out a good crunchy sound.
A crunchy sound?
Crunchy, man. Crunchy. That's what we do here in Long Island. I don't know if you know where I'm from. We got from Amityville, De La Soul, Taking Back Sunday. A lot of bands came from where I live, and we just keep it crunchy. Now, speaking of crunchy things, what's your favorite crunchy snack? Schnack, rather.
Oh, man, that's not fair. That's such a difficult question.
I think it would have been difficult if I said, what's your favorite crispy snack? I'm asking crunchy.
All right, well, I'm just gonna go for it. Have you ever had those like pretzels? They're like coated with chocolate and caramel and salt. So maybe it's a little bit more chewy than what you're trying to qualify here, but
I think
yeah, that's a good crunchy one.
It's multiple tiers of texture.
Yeah,
really what
a
you're
lot going on. But
yeah.
If it wasn't that, it would just be chips because it's just like a category that I could go ham on chips. I mean, sour cream and onion chips.
I gotta
barbecue
tell you,
masterpiece.
I would go for sour cream and onion chips before ham chips.
I've never had ham chips, but this is a good idea. We need to bookmark this.
You said you're gonna go ham on chips, and I was like, oh, he meant ham on chips, not ham on chips. Really, you know, that got me for a second there, man.
It took me a second. Okay, yeah, we need to look into that.
Old for jokes.
Spam. This is a branding opportunity.
Spam and Pringles. Marry those guys together. It's the Reese's peanut butter cup of the 21st century. Now, you know, I think you've probably noticed that I like to make a lot of jokes about my Jeep. You know, I've got this gorgeous 94 Cherokee that's missing an engine at the moment because it blew after like 300,000 miles. And I'm trying to figure out if I want diesel or to get another like just straight 6-cylinder engine in there. And, you know, I'd always poke out and I look out the window as we're talking in meetings, and it always made me wonder, what's the first car that you ever owned?
That's a great question. The first car I ever owned was a Saturn.
SL1, SL2? What are we talking about?
See, that's hard for me because I was at the age that I did not, you know, catalog that information when I got that car. But it was my dad's car. When I got old enough to get a car, he passed down the Saturn so I could go to work, you know. But fun fact about that car, I guess I'm going to out myself here on the show, but that's fine. Me and the homies used to drive around in that car. Smoked a lot of weed in that car.
Okay. Well, that makes good sense though, because the Saturns, they were tough, man. You could run into the door and it wouldn't get dented or anything. So if anything was getting a little weird, I mean, the car would survive.
Well, let me come back to that. I'll conclude the story on that note. But so anyway, the homies and I, we were super nerds. We didn't have anywhere to go. Nobody liked us, so we just drive around and smoking. And part of the smoking was the rituals. We would hit up the Krispy Kreme. There was this one Krispy Kreme on our route. We'd hit it up. We get a dozen donuts. And then we'd hit up Walgreens or something, and we would get what is it, like a half gallon of milk. And the reason that it's relevant, I don't know why. This is disgusting now that I'm saying it out loud. But the milk fit perfectly in the console of the Saturn. The half gallon just went. It just fit right.
There's an engineer someplace who was like, "Yeah,
I know what the future holds for this Saturn." It's for really stoned high school kids and Krispy Kreme
with excellent levels of calcium. And strong bones.
Yeah, and totally unrelated to that, the demise of that Saturn was not involving any kind of smoking or any kind of out of mind state. It was just one time after school, driving down right in front of my high school. You're only supposed to go 30. The traffic gets really bad as you're driving out of school, and I don't remember exactly what happened. I might have turned around and listened to my homie say something, and just didn't see the truck in front of me stopped and rear-ended them. Saturn was totaled.
And they had they were mostly fiberglass, so it was probably a nasty impact. Everything splinters and everything. We had a little something happen with my family's Saturn. That's why I was asking you SL1 versus SL2.
I got to go look it up because I really don't know, but I would know.
I want to know, and I'm going to tell you, I can have very similar stories, except we didn't have Krispy Kremes here in Long Island. We used to get Entenmann's cookies. And we used to do that and listen to music. Again, like I said, Long Island, big music scene. A lot of really great acts came out from right in my hometown, blocks away from here. So I got to ask you, man. Well, first, I'll tell you, my first concert was Lollapalooza in 1996. I lost some hair. Metallica was playing in one. They had fireworks go off. I got hit by an ember. I'm running around. It was a crazy time. I think the guys from Unwritten Law were there. Said I had a nice shirt because I was wearing an Unwritten Law shirt. Had no idea what they looked like. I was like, thanks. I just walked away and they were not happy about it. So if anyone from Unwritten Law ever sees this, I am sorry. And you're a lovely band in 1996. But what was the first show that you ever went to?
That's a great question. And I'm glad that I get to look at the show notes before the show because if you had asked me this on the spot, I don't think I could tell you an answer. But I did think about it, and I remember I was probably 15 years old, and I went to see. So I'm sure, like wherever you grew up, you probably had like an alternative rock station. We were of the age that, like, like classic rock was a staple. Alternative rock became a thing thanks to the grunge movement and all that, and so you could listen to Nirvana and Sublime and whoever it was. And in our town, we had. I think at the time that I was growing up, it was like 95.7X, and eventually they changed it to 96X.
You got to say it the way they would say it on the radio because they would not say it.
96X. Yes, your source for alternative rock. So they threw, a concert, and it was just bands like that. I can't remember who all of them were. I can only remember Seven Mary 3 was one of the only ones I can remember.
Okay.
There was a Memphis band that was really popular that I think they had a song called Glitter. God, I hope some people in the audience know the song that I'm talking about. So, but yeah, I'm embarrassing myself. I think that's all.
Yeah, you know what? Subject. And honestly, I think we've been taking a lot of time here. We've been moseying. We've been draining the drinks. I want to pick up the pace a little bit. I think it's time for what's the name of the thing we do? Oh, the thunder or electrical something.
A lightning round.
Boom! Lightning.
It's time for lightning round.
All right, Matt, let's do this. I'm going to start this out. This is a very important question to me. I'll give you one. You give me one. The juice or the sauce?
Ooh, that's tough because I'm not trying to like kiss up or anything, but I do love my sweet baby Rays. But at the same time, Danny DeVito is a bit of an idol of mine, and I know he loves the juice on his sandwiches, so we're going to go with the juice this evening. All right?
Okay.
Now, I'm talking sandwiches. I'm going to throw one back at you. It's related to sandwiches. Mayo or mustard?
All right, we've actually covered this subject before, and maybe I'm going to break the rules with this, but I got to go with both. I mean, when I hit up a sandwich, I like mustard and mayo on there. But if I had to choose at the end of the day, I'd go mustard.
All right, I feel you on that. In fact, making my own mustard is something I want to start getting into. I was doing
Ooh.
research the other night. I couldn't sleep, and I'm really into it.
All right. Well,
That's cool, though.
speaking of making things in Portlandia, I can pickle that. You can pickle what? How did that one go for
Huh?
you? Sweet or dill pickles?
Oh, you know what? That's a contextual thing. It depends on what I'm eating. I like a bread and butter pickle, but if you had to have one or the other for the rest of my life, dill, without question, dill.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
I'm in agreement with you.
something that we've talked about a lot in the past couple of months, especially since you've used a background in OBS a few times, and I've never been there, so I'm a little jealous. And I hope maybe I'll visit you one day and you'll take me to one.
Okay.
Waffle House, man. Waffle
Oh,
House and
wondering where you're
hash
going.
browns. Now I understand there's multiple ways to get hash browns. How do you take them?
You know, that's a great question because I don't know the exact number, but there's so many variables for the way you can get your Waffle House hash browns. It's something like 41,732 different combinations. I just like mine scattered. Pretty
Mhm.
simple.
Scattered. Okay. You're gonna have to you're gonna educate me on this at some point.
So
in
there's
the
all
near
these different ways you can get it: scattered, smothered. Let's see if we can find Waffle House hash browns combination.
while you're saying that, I see a couple of people asking questions in chat. Dijon or Dijon or mustard? I think those are both mustards. Mustard, and Dijon mustard. He might be maybe Dijonnaise is what's being talked about. Oh, Dijon or yellow mustard. Ooh,
Right,
that's
right.
tough.
That makes sense. That's a tough one.
It depends on what kind of car I'm driving. If I'm in a Rolls Royce, I'm going Dijon. If I'm in a Toyota, I'm going yellow.
Okay. All right. All right.
I don't know
fair
why
enough.
my mustard consumption usually happens in a car, but it does.
We're gonna circle back to the hash browns because this
All
lore
right.
goes too deep. I actually Googled it and it said that there are 1,572,864 combinations
We're
according to a
earmarking
Reddit
that for
post.
We're going to earmark that one for a Chat GTT session tomorrow. That's what we're going to do.
But on that level of restaurants, I want to know what is your go-to level of Taco Bell hot sauce?
I think that when I'm eating food from Taco Bell, the hot sauce is completely irrelevant. I'm not thinking about it, you
Okay.
know? But I will say
Interesting.
that there is a significant difference between them. Like the mild, you get a nice little bit of flavor from the mild sauce.
Okay.
And you can go up to Diablo or whatever, and they're not really that hot. That whole thing's just it's just fake news when it comes to hot sauce from Taco Bell. But any one of them, just throw it on there and I'm good to go. I literally have no preference for Taco Bell hot sauce. I just grab
You
it by the
have to
handful
choose
and
though.
tap.
If I'm your person taking your order, sir, would you like any sauce with that? And you're like,
Yes.
And I'm like, what level?
Yes.
So they
Sauce
just grab
me.
and just throw them in.
Just throw them at me. That's perfectly fine. Put them in my pocket. It's all good, man. Especially since we have a McDonald's next to our Taco Bell, and things get crazy all the time.
Okay.
Now,
All right.
we're doing a lot of this or that. So I got one for you that's always been on my mind from childhood. I have established and destroyed friendships based on this. Not as an
Oh.
adult. I'm past it at this point. But
No pressure.
crunchy or chewy cookies.
Wow, good question.
We're gonna say chocolate chip as the type of cookie.
This is a good question. A lot of discourse subject. I hope I don't cause any rifts in the community on this, but for me, it's chewy
might.
cookies. It's got to be. You got to get them out of the oven if you're making them. I mean, you can get a Chips Ahoy cookie, which is that's the chewy cookie.
It's okay. It's okay.
But for me, when you're making them, you take them out a few minutes before they're done and let them hang out. Because if you try to pick them up before they're cooled, they just fall or they disintegrate. But once they're cool, it's a
Yep.
delicious.
You
chewy
want a
texture.
quick chewy cookie? I'm just going to give this as a quick tip. I understand we got other things to talk about, but it's close to the heart. If you ever want to get like those the tubes of like cookie dough you can get at the supermarket, they're not always the greatest, but sometimes you do that. If you cook them and you leave them out, like take them out of the oven like a minute or two before you normally should, and slam the entire cookie tray down onto a counter where you're not going to damage anything. I don't know what kind of science goes on. I'm going to have to call my buddy Neil deGrasse Tyson one day to figure it out with me. We're going to have a seance and talk to Carl Sagan and do whatever we got to do. But it enhances the chewiness, man.
Really?
They cool down and they don't get tough. They don't harden up at all. They stay chewy. I don't understand it. Mythbusters, give me a call. We can make something happen.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Well, okay. On the cookie note, and this is not an either or. This will be good because you're from the New England, the up there area where there's
Up
a
there
certain
area.
type of this food.
Up and to the
What-
side.
What is to you the best kind of pizza?
Oh, that's
know.
tough.
I
You
know.
know, there's so much good pizza around here. Just give me a regular cheese pie. But, and I'm gonna say this right now, it has to come from Mike's Pizza.
What's Mike's Pizza like, though?
Mike's
I gotta know.
Pizza is it's pizza perfection. It's like if you were to eat it, and all of a sudden you would start glowing. You know.
Wow.
And Mike was a guy that was here in town. He had a pizzeria for many years. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But his son has Mike's
Rest in peace.
Underground Pizza. Mike's Underground. You got a number you got to know to call, and they got drop off locations in town, little
The
spots. with
pineapple
a-
lovers are sounding off in the chat.
Ooh,
Dallin says
oh,
pineapple
pineapple.
is the only acceptable answer. Danny is not here tonight, Dallin.
Yeah,
sorry.
we don't have to go down that route. We can avoid the whole pineapple controversy for a change. But Mike's Underground Pizza. I don't care if you're in New York or the United States. Just look it up, Google it, look it on Facebook, and just have a napkin handy because you will start drooling uncontrollably. Now, one of my favorite things to have along with a good slice of pizza, not really. I don't know why I went down that route, but I want to know, and when I'm just talking about something that you like, what is the superior flavor of ramen noodle in your mind?
Oh wow. Well, I'm glad you would ask me that. This is a question that is I hold close to my heart, and it's one that's kind of contentious because I will often get Top Ramen, and for years they would have the flavor Oriental. You know, up until
Yeah,
like
what-
last year, it was just called Oriental. I'm like, that seems way like
Like, do you think everyone's
guys.
like, damn, that's an offensive flavor?
Yes, yes, thank you. And they finally changed it over the past 2 years to just soy sauce. And
What about
that's
blue
my
ones?
go. That's my go. Which is I don't know if that's better or worse considering the history, but yeah. I mean, basically the pack you get just makes soy sauce, and
Yeah.
that is the one for me. And I've tried them all. Chicken, shrimp, beef, all the strange ones out there, and they're nice to try. But when I'm need that struggle meal where I have to eat something and it's going to be ramen, I get the soy sauce flavor, and I like to have
You broth
only
it
a
up.
little,
You
just
broth
a
it
little
up,
bit of
yeah.
broth, just
All
a little. Like for me, I would boil the water and then drain most of it out and make that sauce rich, that broth
Yes.
deep.
Yeah.
What do you like it brothy or do you like it saucy?
I want my noodles to be covered in something that's got dimension and depth to it.
Okay,
And I
Yeah.
think that because of that, it's more on the saucy side.
interesting.
Usually if I would go into, say, a place in the city, it would be very different from that. But if I'm at home, I got a couple of those bricks of ramen in the pantry and I want to do a little something, we keep the moisture count low on that,
Yeah. All right, I got one last one for you.
right.
I want to know, do you know any secret menu fast food items that you can share with us? Like the McChorger, that's one that you have to know what to order. They don't just have it on the menu. Do you have any of those that you could?
I don't. I'm very much a standard issue kind of person when it comes to things at a fast food restaurant or something like that. But I will tell you a secret fast food secret fast food secret is that if you walk into, say, a Checkers really late at night and you start screaming that you want chicken McNuggets, they'll actually help you get chicken McNuggets.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, there's a Checkers across the street from McDonald's in my neighborhood. So they're just like, yo, Matt, just go across the street.
Oh,
That's it. That's the
Well-
secret menu item. I get chicken McNuggets at Checkers.
I'm bamboozled
Flabbergasted.
and impressed. I mean, that's amazing.
You know what? I think you're so impressed that you're going to need to calm down with a bit of a commercial break. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good call. That's enough lightning for me. I'm electrified.
The Tech Bar will be right back after these messages.
Hey, MSP owners, are you ready to step up your game and dominate your industry? Then it's time to invest in your team. Let's take your leadership to the next level because you are an owner of an MSP. Success is not something that happens to you, it's something that happens because of you. And that's exactly what investing in your team is all about. That's why you should send your team to MSP GeekCon. Your team will have the opportunity to learn from the best in the business, network with other MSPs, and come back work ready to crush their goals. By investing in your team and providing ongoing mentorship and supporting and training, you can create a winning team that will take your business to new heights. So what are you waiting for? Send your team to MSP GeekCon and invest in their success. And while you're at it, invest in ongoing training and development to ensure your team stays at the top of their game. So take charge, invest in your team, and dominate your industry like never before.
All right. I believe we're back.
We're back. Oh wow, I'm still.
We're
electric
back
right
here on 92.3 Kiss. Yeah, I don't remember what the
now.
call
102.3, the Eagle. Go!
the home of the hits.
That was a game we used to always play when I was in a band and we would drive around on tour. Is we would try to come up with the different radio stations and their mascots. So it would be like, 107.7, the rabbit. But speaking of games. Sorry. Speaking of games, the people are here. They're listening to us talk to each other, interview. But one of the things for the Tech Bar that we've yet to do is play any games. I'm wondering, Matt, would you be up for a game?
I am always up for a game, Phil. You got a
All
game
right.
for me? What do you
I'm
got?
glad. I'm glad that you would ask because yes, I do have a game. A podcast that I do on my own free time called The Suck, and
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
appropriately called The Suck because we cover things on the internet that
Suck?
suck. Like they you can't miss them if you've watched MSP Dispatch, if you've watched the Tech Bar. I mean, Florida Not Florida. I will say this is inspired a little bit by the heart of what people do see on the Tech Bar all the time. So shout out
Mhm.
Simon, he's not here, but I took inspiration from my podcast where we cover headlines that suck, and I went to Chat GPT with a bunch of them, and I said, hey, these are a bunch of headlines that really suck. Can you give me more of them that are either they still suck, but they're not real? Don't find anything real, which I'm not sure if ChatGPT can do that. So do you,
right.
and also shout out to the chat. I want y'all to help me decide if these headlines are real or not. Do you think you can do that?
I think they can. I have faith in them.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got our presentation up, so let's jump right into the first one. The first headline that sucks that you guys can tell me if you think it's real or not. King Charles makes an appearance on American Idol.
Well, I think I'm going to get you on a technicality.
Okay.
Oh no, he is King Charles now. That's right.
Yes.
I
he
was
is.
going to say, hey, that's a trick question. That's
it is.
Prince Charles. I'd love to know what the audience thinks on this one. I'd have to. Oh man,
Peace
I don't
out,
think-
Steven.
what's that? Oh,
Steven's in
getting
the
out
chat.
here?
He said he's got to go. Peace out, Steven.
We'll talk to him in the morning. I don't think so. I don't think that's real. I
All
really
right,
don't.
and
I hope it's
before we answer it, you don't think it's real. SR1313 says not real. I will say I did generate these images with Midjourney and a little Photoshop doctoring.
Yo,
So
why does he look like he's wearing a suit from Pitbull?
because I use Midjourney to make these.
It's Mr.
To-
Worldwide, man.
To be fair though, I just fed it the headline. I didn't say put a Pitbull suit. I just said King Charles makes an appearance on American Idol. So
As Pitbull, yes.
well, I'm glad to see that the consensus is that this is not real, because I'm happy to tell you it is true. It is
What?
true.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, we're going to be talking about it on the Suck on the next
What?
episode. So
Wait,
yeah.
But he didn't have a Pitbull suit on though, right? I mean, I think that's
No,
what makes it
again.
like impossible for me. I could see him maybe like doing a little dance or something like that and whatever, but it's the suit, man. That's
The caveat is you can't trust the images. These are here to fool you. Don't look at the image. Just read the headline and enjoy Midjourney's creation for you. All right, moving right along. Next up. This is good. This is fun. Okay, here we go. Pigeons overrun city park. Local man claims to be their leader and demands statue in his honor. What do you think?
When did you get a hold of my local paper?
Is this Amityville Press right here? Or
No, this was my thing for a while, and then I saw Birdman on a music
this
video
is
on MTV,
your
and
thing?
I couldn't do the. I can't do it. I just can't do it right. Can you do that? The Birdman sound?
Yeah, I think I can
Ooh,
do that.
That's
Birdie
so good.
Bird,
That was a very casual Chewbacca almost.
Birdman.
I gotta tell you, I think this is real.
You think
I
this
do.
is real? Okay, sound off in the chat. What do you think? Dr. Zorberg says, you can just go to the park and like take pigeons. No one will stop you. They're free.
They're free and delicious.
I did not know that, but I had no idea. I've never tested this before.
There was a time in New York City's history where there were pigeon hunting. There was a lot of pigeon hunting going on.
Why are people why would you hunt a pigeon? I'm disturbed and curious at the same time.
Well, when they gather in too large a number, they become incredibly dangerous.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly,
All
I
right,
don't
fair
even know
enough.
if that's true. I just feel like someone said that to me a long time ago.
Dallin has over
Fucking wrong.
300 pigeons. Wow. So Dallin did know this apparently.
Whoa. I mean, he's probably he's Mike Tyson's Connect, you know?
All right. Well, let's go ahead and reveal this one. This is actually fake. I'm surprised that y'all would believe this one. But that's Gary Busey on the cover there, I believe. So
Oh my gosh, it looks like a Gary Busey and the late singer from The Prodigy.
Wow.
Not The
Wow.
Prodigy.
Yes.
Prodigy, right?
Wow. I didn't see that until you said that. Okay, next up. Here we go. This one says, surgeon removes 15 pounds of coins from patient's stomach. They
Do we
were
know what
hiding
kind-
their life savings in their own body, apparently.
Do we know what kind of coins these are?
No, we do not know any more information than the headline. So
That's definitely true, without a doubt.
you think
I
this is true?
guarantee-
Okay,
I
all right.
guarantee
Chat,
that's
sound
true.
off. I'm locking in your answer. Dallin says it sounds real. Okay. Anybody else? L says, I believe this.
I mean,
okay.
It would have been
Wow.
hilarious if a news headline was like, surgeon, like some kid eats a $5 bill and all of a sudden he makes change.
Shout out Dr. Zoidberg. You can't reveal that. That's a HIPAA violation. That's true. It's a compliance risk right there.
Ooh, compliance risk. Shout out to Tim. All right. Nice.
Okay, what and drum roll, please. This one is fake. I'm sorry,
What?
everyone. ChatGPT did a great job for us. I got to get Simon the same version of ChatGPT for bars or bots because we're really pulling some over on you guys here.
I just want to point something out with the graphics tonight. ChatGPT is getting, or generative AI in general, is getting really good at creating fake language. I feel
Come
like we
on,
look
I
at it
told
at a
you.
glance, and initially it just looks like English, and then you look at it again, you're like, wait, no,
I
it's
see what
not.
you're saying. Yeah,
like
it's much better than Lorem Ipsum. I mean, it's a different.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, I did that infinite crab meats kind of thing
Yeah,
the other day,
good
and we
point.
had like the can of the crab and everything else, and it said infinite, which was just ridiculous. Anyway, I don't want to keep you.
We got a few more. We're about
Yeah.
halfway through, so let's keep it rolling. Next up, this one's pretty gnarly. A store selling heroin, meth, and cocaine just opened in Canada.
It's Canada, sure.
No, we skipped ahead on the. I guess we'll do this one instead. This is the next one, but a toilet-themed restaurant. Diners eat out of miniature commodes. We'll circle back to the other one.
That's real. I remember seeing a thing. I think there's at least one of those in Japan.
Really?
Yes, I have seen this on television before, like on the Travel Channel or something.
Okay.
Yes.
Sound off in the chat. Dr. Zoidberg says fact. I'm not sure which one he's responding to. Dallin said apparently the doctors only remove like 3 pounds of coins from a man's stomach. Okay. All right. This is getting confusing.
I like confusing though, man. It's Thursday evening. It should be confusing. Goodness. I think the toilet theme restaurant's a real thing. And also just gonna throw it out there. There is a mayonnaise restaurant in Japan that I remember seeing on a travel show once where everything's mayo based. So you might want to check that out someday.
All right. Well, I'm wondering if we're experiencing something opposite to what you will be hearing on tomorrow's episode of MSP Dispatch, where the stories have been feeding us fake information, whereas this one, ChatGPT did tell me this headline, so I would mark it as fake. But you say it's real, so
I'm telling
maybe
you, man, it's
ChatGPT
real.
has tapped into some actual information that it was using.
It got around the encryption, hacked the Gibson, and got some more legit info. I love it.
Fascinating.
All right. So what's
Fascinating.
next?
Let's see. Let's see what's up next.
It's Texas.
I've only got 2 left. I believe this one is Texas high school under siege by raccoons. Yes, there it is.
I had a feeling something had to do with Texas. Texas was going to come up at some point. Do they have raccoons in Texas?
I can't answer any qualifying questions. You'll have to go off of your existing
Dang it.
knowledge.
I want to say it's real, but I'm going to say it's not because I want to believe it's not.
You want to believe it's not going. Why? Because you don't want the raccoons to overtake the school?
No,
Or-
because every time I see the term under siege, I think of Steven Seagal, and it just gets weird.
Okay.
You know, and I'm imagining little raccoons going around snapping people's arms and stuff, and it just seems too extreme to me.
Okay. All
Little
right.
Steven Seagal raccoons, man.
Fair. L says, I want to believe it is real. So that's probably good. All right. Well, let's see what this one is. Nope. Sorry, ChatGPT did not generate this one. This one is actually real.
Oh God, that's a shame.
Couldn't believe it, huh?
That's bizarre. And I'm gonna have some kind of strange dream now about like raccoons descending down upon like portable classrooms or something, you know? And oh, that's too much for me. I think I've had enough headlines that suck for the evening.
Yeah, that was a lot. Oh man. Well, thank you for participating. Thank you for trying that out. That was an enjoyable bit.
And as one who has watched many episodes of The Suck, I feel honored to somehow be like a tangential part of it now after this evening.
Nice. Well, I'm glad I could bring it into the realm. It's something we have a lot of fun with.
Yeah. And dude, speaking of fun, there is something that you love. I mean, you've got your show AI Roundup. We're always, talking about ideas, having fun, messing around. I made an amazing Peter Griffin with holding a corn dog a few weeks ago that just looked too darn good to like even look like AI. And I wanted to take some time with you right now, if you're cool with it, and like maybe have a little bit of fun generating some images based on the stuff that we've talked about tonight so far.
Wow,
and,
sure.
Maybe input from the audience.
Okay, let's do it. It's been a while since we've done this back on Technical Deficit, but I had a great time. Let's see. I think I'm glad you brought it up. I have Stable Diffusion ready to go here on my just in the background. I just keep it running. I mean, anything that came to mind for you that you'd like to see if Stable Diffusion can generate?
I mean, if we can get like a raccoon SWAT team, that'd be kind of cool.
That is so funny that you said that because one of the images that I generated for that story bit was it was a raccoon like dressed as a cop with like a whole squad of cops behind him. It was insane. I almost used it, but I was like, I don't know that actually makes sense. So what do we say? Raccoon SWAT team? Is that right?
Yeah, let's do a raccoon SWAT team.
See what happens, everybody. All right, these usually take about 5 to 10 seconds. Hopefully, we'll see if everyone can see it.
Oh, he's got the like flap jacket and everything. Na 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 na. Like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing the SWAT theme song and everything. Not the early 2000s rap rock one though. That was kind of weird. But he is ready to do some work.
Wow. He's A-team ready.
He's got is that a mouthpiece he's got there? The headset. He's getting commands from like Central or something like. Yeah. Oh,
that's hard to say. Yeah, it might be a little microphone or something down there. Let's see. In the chat, I saw someone suggested. L says asparagus chorger. I think that's a great idea. We need to circle back to asparagus.
I wonder if AI would understand what a chorger is. If it's been trained on the chorgness.
You never know. The other day I put into Midjourney Trongle just to see what happened, and it came up with some of the craziest images I've ever seen. Oh, we're supposed to drink though. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thanks, L.
Yeah, this doesn't look anything like a chorger at all.
No, I think we need to get a little bit more descriptive of what it would be like. Asparagus on a hamburger with chicken nuggets. That might not even be. Let's see.
All right. Let's give it
on top. Sometimes you have to give the orientation so it knows how to compose the image, I think.
All right. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens. You never know. Oh, it's looking good. Oh wow. Unexpected. They use it as spears literally going through.
Oh, hold on a second.
There is a chicken nugget in there.
Yes. And it's like, look, it's like on a bed of sauce or something too, man.
Oh, wow.
Like it's got a little bit of everything. I see now. McDonald's, get on it, please. Thank you.
This is gourmet. This is gourmet.
That's like a $76 sandwich right there, if you ask me.
Impressive.
Oh, goodness. Now, see, Dallin Loomis is saying with quad chicken nuggets. I think I saw earlier. So maybe can we try that one? Let's do some. Whatever. Actually, keep going. with it.
Quad
Let's-
chicken nuggets.
Yeah, on the undo, so we can get to the original text for this for the burger we've got right now, with quad chicken nuggets or 4 chicken nuggets on top.
Okay, okay. And one day, if we can, we should try to get Stable Diffusion and Midjourney running next to each other. I would love. Oh my gosh,
I mean, I'm just gonna say those kind of look like soy nuggets, but that's not bad. That's
that is amazing. I mean, yeah, I will give it credit. The sauce, I'm not sure. It's like plastic running down or
Yeah.
something. I mean,
Well, you know what it looks like? It looks like the kind of thing that you might see like in the window of of some restaurants where they've got like the plastic foods and stuff out there, so you can get an idea of what they've got. And it's like not exactly the perfect representation of what you're going to get, but close enough to know what it is.
yeah.
And I'm getting, hey, those are veggie patties. If you look in the bag, you see little green peas in there and stuff. This is a very healthy veggie patty / soy nugget chorger. That's amazing. And you know, Ella's saying that it needs some gold leaf. What if we add some gold leaf on top? Like
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
garnished with gold leaf?
Yeah, let's try that. Vanished. I like that you can often just type something and have a typo and it'll still like find the closest.
It's got like the I got you module.
I got you, dog. That's kind of disappointing. Well, I shouldn't say disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's pretty interesting, but no gold leaf whatsoever.
No,
Let's
and
hear
I'm
it.
just and you can tell this is done by AI because functionally, how are you going to eat a burger where you got like a whole stalk of the green stuff going right through the thing like a toothpick?
Impossible. Impossible. Talon says that you eat at a toilet themed restaurant. Apparently, there is one if you travel to Japan.
There you go.
So one thing you can do is you can weight your prompts. I'm going to weight the gold leaf as high. Like it might mess it up, but
Prioritize it a bit. Yeah,
I'm prioritizing it as much as possible. So it may not even look like, yeah, that was a fail.
that's abstract. That would be like on the wall of the restaurant where they would sell this. Now, yeah, turn it down. Then I want to try one. I want to try something else. We're in
Yeah,
this
what'd you-
burger theme, and I like it. I like it.
All right, what kind of burger are you thinking, Matt?
I'm not thinking burger. I would like to see Burger Rain against the starlit sky.
Okay.
Maybe with a comet or something, you know? Make it magic.
With a comet? A
Yeah.
magic comet?
Magic comet.
Why not? Let's just that one's pretty good, by the way. I will say. Weighting it about 1.5
Ooh,
worked out
look
pretty
at
good.
that. Looks like it's got a little Roquefort cheese on it too. It's not bad.
Wow. I mean, we got a comet.
we
It's
did,
not
we did, but it's
raining
more
burgers.
celebratory. I feel like there's a sparkler in the burger. That's a joyful burger right there.
let's see if I think we need to get back to some nuggets. Can we
Yes,
try something
please,
with
please,
nuggets,
please.
like the most expensive nuggets in the world?
Ooh, yes,
Nuggets. See what happens.
nuggets.
Alan says in a late 90s Disney animation style. That's a good idea.
Very whimsical, 60 frame per second nuggets.
Yeah, that's just like a little too accurate. That doesn't look like expensive at all. They're just kind of big.
Those are
All right,
very
we'll try
sure.
this one out with the late 90s Disney animation. Interesting. Eat at Woogo's. What in
Yep.
the world?
I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm hoping to see like what maybe a chicken nugget would have looked like in Aladdin or The Lion King, you know? And then also I'm like, that's more like a Titan AE nugget. Back when what was it? Matt Damon had that animated movie and Incubus was on the soundtrack and the whole deal.
Oh my
I could see it
God.
more as that.
Blast from the past right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's run this one a few times and see what we get out of a batch of 4. I mean, okay, all right. Now we're getting some Disney stuff. What's going on? Sorry, y'all. I wear an insulin pump because I'm diabetic, and it's telling me my blood
Oh,
sugar is
wait.
getting a little bit low.
Dude.
Probably from the tequila. It can make you dip a little bit. Let me grab a little Capri Sun. I'll be right back. Okay.
Capri Sun,
Well,
you know
here,
what?
I'll keep this running. We'll keep this running. Yeah, everybody look at that one.
No. Ooh.
It's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
We'll
Why
run
don't you leave it
another
up? I'm going to
I'll be
talk
right
about
back.
that.
Sorry,
You do what you need. Yeah. All right, folks. Hopefully Phil's going to be okay. I was going to ask him to get me a Snickers while he was walking away, but I guess he's got to do what he's got to do. You know, he's got to make sure his blood sugar's in check. That's important, and he's a very important person to me as a friend and a coworker. So I want to make sure the guy's okay. And in the meantime, let's just kind of keep things chill and look at these nuggets for a little bit. First of all, wow, upper right-hand corner of that rendering that I'm looking at right now looks like almost like a ceremonial moon cake, more than a nugget. And it's just hey, yo, no, Neil, shit. Come on, folks, you're gonna have to bear with me on this.
Excuse me, sorry, I don't mean to barge in or anything. Is this the tech bar?
Yeah, you know exactly what this is. Come on. You know, first
Matt
of all,
Fox, what's up, man?
hey, you know what? It's good to see you. I'm just gonna remind you, you still owe me $50.
Oh, you
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah,
That's
I do. Because
awkward.
you gave me that that McDonald's gift card. You said it had $50 on it, and I got there, and I got nothing.
All right. Well, I didn't know you were going to be here tonight. Last time I was on, it was Ray, Kyle. Wait, you were there too. Never mind. I guess
it's
I
fine.
figured you wouldn't be
you're
on.
busy with the bots and the bars and all the bars and the beats. You know, that's fine. That's fine. You know what?
Well, y'all don't mind if I just get in here for a minute? I mean, I was just walking by. I saw the show was on. I just thought.
First of
maybe
all, do you know if Phil's okay?
Oh, I don't talk to Phil. I haven't even seen Phil. What do you mean?
All right, he must be
What
getting
is
a
this?
lemonade or something. That's fine.
Ooh. Why do y'all have a half-eaten toast here?
Well, you know,
If somebody was having low blood sugar, seems like they could have eaten some cinnamon toast or something. I don't know.
well, you know what? I'm afraid that Phil only put cinnamon, no sugar on the toast. That's probably what the problem was.
Oh yeah,
It happens
stevia.
sometimes. All right, so
I guess I
got
did
you.
sneak out. I
Mhm,
did hear him. I'm sorry. I'm a devious character. Phil and I don't get along.
You were, I think the word is cretin. Is that the right word? Cretin?
Excuse me?
You cretin?
What the hell did you just call me?
A
I don't
creosote?
appreciate that. That sounds racist.
What? You know what, Phil? You know what? If with Phil not
Don't call
being
me
here,
Phil. See, you are racist. All
Wait.
white people look the same to you, huh?
Mayo. You know what? You're here. I'm gonna have to make the best of this for our audience. You know, we've got Zoidberg, we got L, we got a lot of people out there. I think my
Shout
guy
out.
Simon might be watching.
Simon?
Simon, you know
I know
him.
Simon.
Simone.
He's a cool guy.
And I'm guessing because you're a trickster, you got a game for me to play or something.
Hey, I'm glad you would ask. You know, I used to do a show of my own, Late Night with Chill Neil. We did really well. I don't know if you knew this. We had Michael Winslow on the show at one point. Good guy. I made a song with him about
Yeah,
corn
yeah.
dogs.
Corn dogs in space.
You know about that? Oh, wow.
I think I saw the premiere of it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't
all
know.
right, all
I
right.
didn't have a lot going on that day, but I did see it. It was pretty good. Corn dogs in space.
Damn. Well,
in space.
Since
Yeah,
you're so
man.
familiar with my work, then maybe you would be willing to try out a game of Let It Soak. You want to give it a try with me
Hey, you know what? We'll let
before
it soak.
Phil gets back?
That's fine. Let's give it a shot.
All right, cool. All right, this is a game I really enjoy playing. The rules for everybody in the audience, y'all got to help me out here because, you know, basically there's two types of people in the world, right? First up, you eat something and then you have the dishes that are left over. And some people put them in the sink and let them soak. And some people clean them immediately. And so I'm just going to get to know Matt and all of y'all at the same time, if that's okay. Are y'all for that? You are. I know you are. So
This
first
sounds
up,
like some kind of eHarmony stuff right here.
it should be. They should pay me to implement
Yeah.
this in their API or whatever. I don't know the technology stuff.
I think it's actually said Appy, but okay.
Okay. All right. So first one up. You know them little Ziploc plastic things either you put the food in and you microwave it and you get it back out. Well, let's say you had one of those full of curry and you ate your curry out of it and it's all stuck on. What would you do with that? Would you wash it or would you let it soak?
What kind of curry is it?
I don't know. Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Let's say it's like a red curry from a Thai place.
Okay.
I'm washing it right away because it's going to discolor my container.
Well, yeah.
Shout out
I
to
mean-
Martha Stewart. Learn a little something.
Okay. In the chat, would you wash it or would you let it soak? I need to know.
You're not going to do the kind of thing where you're not going to let me get to the next thing until you hear something from the audience, are you? That's what you do. You do this thing all the time. You
I'm
always jam
holding
me
him.
up.
I'm holding him hostage. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Chat, you can sound off. All right, so next up, we got a lot of tough ones. These are all going to be pretty difficult. I'm going to be honest with you all. None of them are easy. Sometimes I like to throw some softballs to the audience. Not tonight. We're going in really hard, man. Are you? Do you have your washing gloves on?
Oh, I keep them MF things on me.
All right. Well, next up, this one actually I did surprisingly. This one is fitting for you. A smoothie full of leftover. The blender full of leftover smoothie, rather, is what I'm trying to say.
Yo, are you in my kitchen right now?
I might be.
We got to let that soak.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's so liquidy, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I have my smoothies in the morning. Sometimes the staff at MMN OIT will see me sipping on one in the morning, and I kind of go through it through the course of the day. And by the time I'm done, there's a little bit left in there, and I'm like, nah, I'm not dealing with that right now.
Okay. All right.
I gotta let that soak. I gotta let it soak.
All right. Respect. All right. Let's keep it going then. None of these are going to be easy. Okay. By the way, all of you are going to be deliberating. You're going to be thinking about that. You're going to wake up tonight later.
This is like a leftover Rorschach test. What are you doing to me?
I know it's tough. Okay. So this is a really tough one, but we did this. I think y'all did discuss this early on in the show. A burnt cookie tray. I don't know if crispy or chewy. I don't know. I have knowledge of things that happened earlier in the show. I don't watch the Tech Bar, but what would you do?
I know you subscribe to the MSP Media Network, just like everyone else should. It's cool. MPLS,
ML. Yeah. Anyway, burnt cookie tray. Are you going to wash it, or are you going to let it soak?
Oh, neither one of it. Neither one. Once your cookie tray is burnt, it's burnt. You're gonna keep using it. I mean, yes, you wash it, but you don't have to. Yeah, man. That's
what the hell did you say?
It's like a cast iron skillet. You let it get that seasoning. You let it get that seasoning.
Man, if you put it back in with all the shit on it again, it's going to burn and smoke up your kitchen. That's dangerous.
You just don't know how to cook.
Elsa, that's just how the tray is now. All right. Y'all are in agreement on that one, at least.
That's it.
I guess. Well, along the same lines, this one's a tough one, too. Have you ever cooked pizza on a pizza stone?
Oh, of course.
All right. Well, let's say it was a real mess, a cheesy mess just dripping everywhere. You got the pizza, it's gone. Sure, there's grease on it, but the cheese is all crusted just all over. What are you going to do with the pizza stone? Are you going to let it soak? That's a tough one.
No, I don't think you should let a stone soak. And I mean, maybe my views on this have warped because I've got a pizza stone for my grill in my backyard.
Ooh,
so you don't clean
fancy.
it. You just fire the thing up and burn everything off of it and get it ready for the next time you use it.
Okay, so
I'm afraid. I think what I'm saying is I don't have enough experience to answer this question in a way that I'm confident. But I would probably wash it immediately.
Okay. So you're not going to let it soak on this one?
No, I'm going to let it cool down, and then I'm going to clean it.
Mormons in the chat, I need to know, will y'all let it soak or not? That's the inside joke. Go Google soaking. No, don't Google soaking. Anyway, the hardest one of the whole batch here. This is one that's probably going to just tear their community apart. I don't know if anyone's ready for this. The answer is very complicated, no matter which side you fall on.
All right.
Yes. So, cast iron skillet. You just cooked a steak in it. It's greasy. It's got the little burnt on bits and everything. Do you wash it immediately, or do you let it soak?
You never soak a cast iron skillet. You clean it, you oil it, you heat it up, you put it away.
You've never heard of a rusty cast iron skillet? You don't like the flavoring of it?
I mean, look, I could always use a little extra iron. There's no question about that, but that's not the way I want to get it.
Okay. Sound off in the chat. This is a big one. What do you do with your cast iron skillet? Do you just wipe it out? Just do a light wipe? Got to leave the seasoning, right?
I'm waiting for some bougie person to be like, I just throw it out and get another one.
I remember the internet was all up in arms about greasy cast iron skillets and how the person trying to be nice would clean it out, and it was such a terrible thing. That what did you do? You cleaned my cast iron skillet. This is terrible. Why would you do this? But then I heard like a few months or years later, there was like a backlash that was like, no, guys, you can't actually clean a cast iron skillet. You don't have to leave it greasy and nasty. And there's like the right way to do it. So I don't know. I'm seeing Zoidberg in the chat. He says, might be a space monster. You wash it. He might be a space monster, but even he knows that. All right, Zoidberg. I like.
But
your
I'm
style.
also just gonna throw out, if you get a cast iron skillet, you got to treat it right from the first time.
That's true. That's true. It's a big one.
It's something you and I agree on. And I appreciate that. Very few
Okay.
things you and I agree on.
All right. It's two
Well,
mustache
hats.
guys, one mustache guy to another. I can
Hats,
appreciate that.
glasses.
Hats.
We got a couple things.
It's a
Headphones.
nice beanie.
Hey,
I
it's a
like that.
trawler. It's a
I think
trawler.
I like that hat, Matt.
Watch yourself. It's a trawler, not a beanie.
A trawler?
Trawler.
Are you trawling me right now?
Not. Ooh, I want some gummy worms.
Okay,
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't do
trolling.
this with
My
you guys
bad.
talking about.
I'm out of
everyone.
Cast Iron
Thank you
All
for
right.
participating in a late night
I'm
with you, a
sorry.
Neil game that we love to play. Let it soak. I thought that was pretty
Now-
fun.
Now, I know you from music and everything.
So I can't let you guys keep
And,
going talking about cast iron.
I'd really
skillets
love it
without saying something.
if you could maybe bless us with a little something.
Oh, you want me? Oh, wow. Well, interesting. I'm glad you would bring that up. Let's see. All right, I got my keyboard here. Let's see. Here we go. All right. I've been trying to figure out what all is going on since the last time I was on the Tech Bar. I don't know what the MSP Media Network is. I had to look into it a little bit more, and I learned about what MSPs are. And I thought maybe I could help everyone in the audience in a way. I think all MSPs would appreciate to increase their MSP-ness. Do you think we could try that?
Whoa, hold on. What are we going to be talking about?
Oh, no, sorry. Never mind. Let me just play
Okay.
a song for you. You still up for a song? I didn't spook you, did I?
No. Go for it. I'm waiting.
That's pretty nice, right? Are you feeling
I
that?
like it. I feel like you're building something nice here. Come on. You gonna layer a little something in?
Yeah. Well, I got my classic key sound. That's the sound I always go to right there. The warble keys. Let's try it again. Let's try it again one more time. In fact, you know what? Let's load up some bass first. Let's get the good maca bass. No. Yeah, I gotta go lower. Is that too low, Matt?
I like it.
There we go. All right, let's bring my warbly keys back.
Ooh.
All right. I'm starting to feel this.
All right.
Let's get the Wurlitzer out on it. Just a little seasoning.
Let's throw a little dash of something on there.
Yeah, that sounded pretty good. All right, let me switch over. I'm gonna change my mic out real quick. Gotta get the auto tune on it.
Auto tune. With that sound. Oh, is this where Kanye got it from?
This is where Kanye got it from me?
I think no.
Is that really what happened? Okay.
I think so.
All right, I don't want to spoil it for the audience, but I've been working on this for y'all. MSPs. Let me increase your MSP-ness.
Whoa! Hold on a second. Hold.
Your MSP-ness.
What? Hold on. Mute this guy. Get him out of here. What? Yeah, no.
What? I'm off the show.
You have got to get out of here. We can't have any of that, man. This is a family presentation.
All right, sorry, man. I always heard Ray drop. All right, I'm out.
Get out. Go. I'm so sorry about that, folks. That wasn't planned. That's what happens when Phil lets his blood sugar get out of control. So I think it's time for us to take a quick break, and hopefully Phil will be back with us in a few minutes.
The Tech Bar will be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm a jobaholic. I don't mean to brag, but in my 38 years of life, I've had a whopping 38 jobs. Jealous? But whether you had just a handful of jobs or you've been lucky enough to have had 38 jobs, we all have something in common. We all have a worst job story. I bet you're even starting to think about yours right now, aren't you? But I'm not the only one with wild work stories. Each episode, I'll welcome one guest to share their most insane worst job story. And in return, I'll share one of mine. Join me the first Friday of every month for new episodes of 38 at 38.
Hi, I'm Ray Orsini.
And I'm Tony Francisco, and we're the hosts of MSP Dispatch.
Every Tuesday and Friday, we'll bring you the news, community events, and discussions that are important to MSPs today. Whenever possible, we'll also include industry experts to provide their insight, and all within 30 minutes.
Available on YouTube, Pocket Casts, Spotify, iTunes, and your favorite podcatcher in audio or video form. We're everywhere you want us to be.
We hope to see you next time on MSP Dispatch, your source for news, community events, and commentary in the MSP channel.
Running the promo right now.
I believe we're back right now, actually, because
wow.
I'm seeing an active screen,
I'm
and
back.
that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. What? You know, first of all, if you see Neil, tell him that he owes me $50.
Neil's not allowed around my house anymore. I got rid of that guy. Last time I saw him, he was borrowing some mayonnaise, and I haven't seen him in months since then. But I apologize. I had to step off for a minute. I was kind of out of it. I hope I wasn't gone for more than a couple minutes.
It wasn't that bad, man. I'm happy to see you're okay. You know, your health is important.
Capri Sun, 8 to 15 carbs. I'm back. You know, I feel much better now.
Nice.
Thanks for holding it down for me. Did anything weird happen while I was gone?
We'll talk about that in our morning meeting.
Oh,
you know, we'll be okay.
Ominous.
Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Sure. Anyway, so you know,
why didn't I eat, man? Why didn't you tell me to eat? Who's been eating my toast, dude? What the hell? I had like half a toast left when I was here last time. This is disgusting.
Raccoon SWAT team came through, and they were like, and then they just kind of like had some of it, you know. And then I think they realized that they wanted some cinnamon toast crunch, and then headed out to get some from CVS.
Wow.
So yeah, man.
Callbacks.
We had a lot of fun this evening. You know, I think we're getting close to the end here, and you know, tomorrow's Friday. It's the end of the week. Next week, I'm going to be heading down to Florida to visit the OIT office. Never been there. I can't wait to see everyone in person. I got a hilarious. Well, there's MSP GeekCon coming up.
Oh, of course. How could I forget? Damn,
and I'm just going to throw it out here. One of my favorite team members on the OIT side sent a package to my home with a book, and instead of the return address or the address to it being Matthew Fox, I believe it said Shiny Forehead Fox. So there will be revenge. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but
right,
you know, yeah.
Is that why you had the hat?
I got the oil absorption beanie on here, or trawler, as I like to call it.
The BHA liquid every morning until I realized that when I'm on camera, it makes me more shiny. So now I just have bad skin instead.
Well, what you do is you have to make your entire body shinier, and then everything just looks the same.
You're just a white glowing entity.
Yeah, you know, like you wake up, it's like it's morning, and you see the light coming out from behind you. It's beautiful. So yeah, MSP GeekCon's coming up. I'm excited. I haven't been to a conference in a very long time. In fact, Ray and I were talking, and he was asking me questions. I was like, I can't remember the last time I was at a conference, and the closest thing I was at a conference was like DrupalCon in 2016 or something like that. So it's been a long time since I've been in a setting like that. I'm excited. We're doing a pre-day called boarding school, and you know, I know that you've got your keyboards, which are amazing. You know, you've got your on your desk, you've got a few others, you know, and I've got a thing for keyboards too, but I'm more the data input kind of human interface or input device kind of keyboard. So we're doing this thing called boarding school, where we're going to talk about the benefits of having boarding school, as in keyboards.
Okay, you're not signing anyone up for, you know.
No, there's no like plaid suits and ties or anything like that. You know, it's about really looking at a keyboard in a way that's more than just kind of like a commodity item. You know, I don't want to go too far into it. It's late at night. No one wants to hear me go on and on about keyboards. But you know, there's a professor in Japan who's done a lot of work around keyboards that are, quite frankly, better suited than the standard stuff we have. And he's always likened them to being like a saddle that a cowboy would have. You know, your computer is like a horse. The horse is somewhat a consumable item. It's going to be with you for some time, and then it's not. And unfortunately, when a horse should expire, the cowboy would take its saddle with it, because that was the interface between the cowboy and the horse. And it's an interesting analogy to make, and I'm not going to go further into it, but it really got me thinking about things, you know, hand health. I've had a couple of impalements and other incidents happen back in my IT director hands-on days, and that got me into building keyboards. And Ray and I are going to do a great session where we talk about the benefits and the approaches and everything else that's going on. And I thought, you know what, you showed, we've seen some keyboards in your space. Whether or not you're aware of it, I do not know, but we have seen some of your keyboards. I thought maybe I'd show a few of the ones I've been working on.
I would love to see some of your keyboards.
So-
Would you you have any you could share with us?
I do. In fact, there's a gentleman named Matt also who has a small
His name
business
is
called-
Matt also?
Well, no, it's Matt as well as my name, Matt.
His name is Matt as well as my name? That's a
Yes,
weird name.
exactly. That is. And I hope to have him here on the network at some point to talk. But but he's got a small business called World Spawn Keyboards. And he does a
Okay.
lot of modifications to different kinds of like split ergonomic keyboards and some of the funkier stuff you'll see. Sometimes refer to them as like, you know, mom's basement keyboards, because it's like, you know, that's been a joke for years. But he actually designed a board that's a modification of the Korn, which is a very well-known split ergonomic keyboard. And this
Korn?
is what it looks like. Corne.
Okay.
And you can see you got your two different sides. They're ergonomically designed. They fit your hand in a much more natural manner than your
Can see
standard
that.
keyboard. And this has got some cool stuff going on. We've got screens on both sides. We've got rotary encoders. So that, you know, twists. Same thing down here. And a lot of people look at that and go, wow, is that for volume? Yeah, sure. But it's for everything else you'd want it to be as well. Imagine having a time machine on your keyboard, where if you turned it to the left, it was the same thing as hitting undo a bunch of times. And if you
Oh,
turn it to
wow.
the right, it's the same thing as hitting redo a bunch of times.
Damn, that's cool.
And you're working like a Word document, maybe you get a presentation together or something like that, and you just twist to go back a little bit. You made a mistake. Maybe you want to go back to where you were, you twist to the right. There's a lot
That
of cool
both-
things
that-
you can do.
simultaneously fascinates me and terrifies me, because the amount
Right?
of undoing and redoing that I do in video editing, I'm like, sometimes I'm just, you know, I lose everything because I just undid too many, you know, anyway.
Yeah,
go
well,
on.
that's it. Well, no, it does lead to a certain Back to the Future conundrum, where if you go too far back and you make a change, something may go
88
wrong.
miles per hour.
Great Scott, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing. Here's another one. This one's nice. It's called Lily 58. But I named mine Goldie Thocks because it makes a nice thocking sound on the keys, and it's got gold accents. So look at that. That's a pretty
That is a
keyboard.
nice sound.
Now, you might notice that on this side, there's a knob, the encoder, right there, just like the other keyboard. I can't see really right there. But on the other side, things get really weird.
Yeah, I
a
don't know what's
trackball.
going on here.
That's a trackball, just like the old school Blackberries had.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah. Or
Well,
just like
here-
a mouse that has a trackball,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
but
that's
it's
exactly
built
what that
in.
is. It's built into the keyboard. And
So
this
let's
one's
see. If I'm
tendered.
looking at the letters, would that be my right thumb or left?
This would be your left thumb.
Oh, okay.
And
So it's-
even as someone who's right-handed, this is incredibly handy to have.
wow.
And you know, you may be saying, oh, that's kind of cool, but split keyboards, they look like they're kind of awkward to work with. And if I lose one side, is the other side ever going to do me any good? That's when you go with the, and I love the name of this, the unibody split.
Damn. Your
So it was
unibody
like-
is a wonderland.
Yeah, John Mayer over here. I wonder what
Sorry.
John Mayer's typing speed is. I'm sure he's
Probably
always
high.
sending like emails and stuff, right?
Them fingers, man. I'm sure as a guitar player, as talented
Yeah.
as he is, whether or not you like the guy or not, he could probably type.
He's like
fast.
120 words per minute, 160 words per minute, something like that. I don't know. But this is like taking a split keyboard and then putting it back together into
Why
one
would you
unit.
do that, man? Why would somebody put it back together?
I was actually gonna quote the old Crazy Eddie commercials. I don't know. But I tell you what, when I use that board versus a standard one, I can type a lot longer. I make less mistakes. And at the end of the day, my hands do not bother me like they used to.
Damn.
And that's a pretty cool thing. So we're going to talk more about that in MSP GeekCon in just, gosh, I think 10 days away or something like that.
Serious?
It's really, it's creeping up on us.
May 23rd through the 25th in sunny Orlando,
Actually, I
Florida.
believe it's 21st to the 23rd.
Thank you. You think I would have said it enough times to get it right?
No, it's
been-
cool. You're in a different time zone for me though, so I understand.
Right, the
Sometimes it
days-
happens. We run into
I'm a
that.
couple days behind Eastern
Yeah.
time. Yeah, so it's
so-
only the 9th here.
Yeah, 2020, what, 2015?
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
that?
yeah. 20.
Yeah, I
well,
think-
we actually the Y2K thing, and never actually in Colorado. It would just we're
Like,
still in
yeah,
99.
You
actually.
guys are still getting episodes of Family Matters in Premiere.
I do want to say, hold on a serious note, you've been all about this keyboard stuff for a while, and I've always kind of tried to find my way into it, because whenever I know somebody has an enthusiasm for something, it's like I appreciate their enthusiasm, even if I'm like, I don't necessarily
understand or
share
get
it, but I'm
yeah.
like, okay, where, and I think you finally got me with the ergonomics and how much it helped your hands. Like, as much as I do different keyboards, playing music, etc., activities and hobbies with my hands, I'm destroying them. And now I want to know, are there benefits that I could have been
reaping
from
Yes,
these
absolutely.
keyboards?
And
now
you know
I'm
what?
like, okay,
You know what? I don't use this term a lot. It's one that I always make fun of, Hulk Hogan style, but you know what, brother? I got you. We're going to hook you up with something real nice.
listen up, brother.
All right, brother. We're going to get you that QWERTY keyboard, you know?
And I'll be, if you're Hulk Hogan, then I'm
Macho
Macho
Man?
Man
Like,
Randy.
oh, yeah. Delete, brother. Yeah. Beautiful.
Slim Jim. That's the only thing I remember Macho Man for.
Delete, you know? So yeah, look, we're getting towards the end of the night. I just want to give a quick
know.
shout out to someone who's a member of the community, Elle Copeland. She just sent me a photo of a lovely batch of ladyfingers she's making. And I wasn't that hungry, and now I'm getting hungry looking at my screen. So it is getting close to that time where we got to let things come to an end.
Yeah.
And why don't you hit the audience with some of our upcoming events? I think
That's
that would be
something I
what we
like
need
to do on the MSP Media Network. Let's take a look. There are many exciting upcoming events in the community. So let's see what's happening this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have caught on. If anybody's still watching, I'll give you a little Easter egg. I like to do this thing now where I'll see how far down and up I can go for each one. I said, there are plenty of exciting events happening in the community. So that's exaggerated, but I've been trying to ease into it. But our
Let's do
events,
it.
in case you missed it, 38 of 38 had a very special episode 12 featuring Karina Ramos, which is Aaron Bolton's mom, which is really just a special episode. I really hope
And
y'all go watch it.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm just going to say that the term statute of limitations comes into play on that one.
On which one?
Oh, episode 12.
Why?
Kmart.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
In other words, folks, you have to see it. You have to see it.
You really do. Out of all the episodes, I got to give so much credit to Aaron for he had this idea a couple months ago and really pushed to do it in May, which was I think appropriate for Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
Moving right along. Oh, this is going to be very exciting. May 22nd, as you said, MSP GeekCon is upon us, May 21st through the 23rd. The Tech Bar podcast is going to be live there at 8 p.m. on May 22nd. It's going to be, man, I can't wait.
We're always live. It's going to be in person.
And, yeah, live and in person, live and direct.
In all 3 dimensions or 4, or whatever it is. I don't know how many there are.
I think it's even 4, Matt. I think it's
7?
even 4. Perhaps.
Yeah,
and of
no,
course,
yeah.
on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern, the MSP Dispatch presented by the MSP Media Network. New episode tomorrow. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you guys tune in.
And speaking of really, really good things, one of the things that Chill Neil did.
Chill Neil.
Yeah. I just want to bring him up
Talking
one
about
last
Chill
time.
again? Okay.
You know
all
what?
right.
It's one of those things. You got to give him a little credit where credit's due.
Okay. All right. We did work on a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
Some of it was really
Yeah.
good. In fact, we did do, now that you bring it up, probably the most popular video we ever did was a video about putting things in the air fryer, like chicken nuggets,
Little salami.
little salami, Mitch McConnell,
Yes.
Cybertruck, corn
Cybertruck,
dogs.
yes. Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, but to Neil's credit, I mean, I'm wondering since we're here on the MSP Media Network, what if we did a version of put it in the air fryer for the MSPs out there?
It makes sense because I'm pretty sure he's wanted to do a song for the community. It's something I think he's wanted to work on for a while.
Seriously? I thought this was going to
Yeah.
be my original idea. Damn.
I mean, you know what? I think it's not that it's not original. You guys came to it around the same time, same exact time, probably.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Well, it's been a
makes
really
sense.
good show. Why don't we say goodnight to the audience, and maybe we can just let Chill Neil try that out, play it out for the audience.
Yeah, let's do that, folks. It's been great spending some time with you. I hope you had fun with the takeover. Maybe learned a little something about us. We got some cool stuff that we got on the way. You know, Phil and I, you put us in a room, things get weird. But I think it's time to say goodnight, and I
Okay.
think it's time to play them out with something a little special. What do you think?
Sounds good. Thanks everybody for giving us a couple hours of your time. Much love to you all. See you
Have a
next
good night. Shout out to Bobby Hill.
Hey Phil, let me use that air fryer, man. Man, what you gonna put in it?
Software updates. Put it in the air fryer. Reddit posts. Put it in the air fryer. Unbreakable 3-year contracts. Put it in the air fryer. Frowny Gate. Put it in the air fryer. RMM. Put it in the air fryer. Single panes of glass. Put it in the air fryer. Cat 5 cables. Put it in the air fryer. Side loading. Put it in the air fryer. Portable apps. Put it in the air fryer. Acronyms. Put it in the air fryer. Version control. Put it in the air fryer. Third-party integrations. Put it in the air fryer. Corporate jargon. Put it in the air fryer. Chat servers. Put it in the air fryer. Cybersecurity. Put it in the air fryer. Artificial intelligence. Put it in the air fryer. Marketing emails. Put it in the air fryer. Conference swag. Put it in the air fryer. Deep-packet inspection. Put it in the air fryer. Non-stop webinars. Put it in the air fryer. End-user license agreements. Put it in the air fryer. Support tickets. Put it in the air fryer. 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 Put it in the air fryer.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.